That's better. Good morning, everyone. It is my first weekend after moving in here in Aspen, Snowmass, Colorado, and today we're going for our first real hike on our own. It's not a real long one, but it's a good one just to get started on. Got up early this morning, and let's get going. Today I'm headed to the Thomas Lakes Trail. I've got about a 45-minute drive, and then we'll be there. It's off the beaten path a little bit, so it should be a pretty drive. My breakfast this morning is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that I had left over from lunch yesterday. Peanut butter jelly is good any time of day.
Oh, heartache, you left me behind. That's not a man, only a coward gone. Now you're chasing the wind, no longer my man. You're just a
I got about 20 minutes to go. I'm off the beaten path a little bit, and there's actually a really cool bridge right here back to this ranch. Check out that bridge right there. It says Deadwood Ranch. It's back up that way. It's a sweet bridge, so it's got two big American flags on it. I bet that's a cool ranch. And off in the distance, we got some beautiful Rocky Mountains. Onward. The road just went from pavement to dirt. That's the way I like it. I'm on a dirt road now, baby. It is just so magnificent. The views out here are amazing. I just have this huge mountain I've been looking at for the last 10 minutes or so, passing all these ranches out here. Man. This is probably one of the rougher roads I've ever driven on. Eventually, I would like to get my truck lifted a little bit so I have a little more ground clearance, but we're doing good so far. I am now in the White River National Forest. That's what much of the land around the Aspen Snowmass area is. So we're in a national forest now.
You have arrived.
I have made it up to the trailhead now, and it is so beautiful up here. That same mountain is still off in the distance over there, or that same peak. Okay, y'all, so this is where we are at right now, and we're going to Thomas Lakes. It'll be like 8.1 miles total, so 4 miles there. We're gonna cook some food, and then 4 miles back. It's a lovely day here, and I've started on the hike. Again, about 4 miles out, 4 miles back. I'm in no rush, but feeling like I want to get a workout in today. And then I have brought some venison so I can make venison tacos once we get halfway there. I did just download this cool app, All Trails, and I got the premium membership, so it's good for out here. It shows you a bunch of different trails and things. It'll actually help you navigate through the hike while you're on it, and you can download the map in case you're offline. I'm already out of breath. Whoa, oh, I love sangria wine. Well, I'm about a mile in. I'm feeling great so far. All uphill, great workout going on, and the weather is pretty perfect because I'm in the shade of the trees. It's definitely starting to sweat already, but my breathing's been really good so far. At this spot, you can pretty much see the whole valley right here, and I've passed a couple people with binos. I imagine they're probably scouting for elk, and I probably should have brought my binoculars so I could do the same, because I would like to elk hunt somewhere out here in the fall. Just look how pretty this field right here looks. Like, woo! Picturesque. I'm getting closer and closer to these mountains. I wonder what the name of that peak is and how many people have climbed to the top of it. I definitely do want to do a 14er while I'm here in Colorado, hopefully a few of them. I know Capitol Peak is nearby here, but that's like the hardest 14er in Colorado, so not gonna start on that one. Up and over the log. Oh, there's another one. We'll go over that one. Look at that right there, y'all. That is snow in June. June snow. Certainly don't get that in Ohio. All that snow that's melting up the mountain is coming down in these little mountain streams, and it makes for some really cold and should be really clean water. It'll cool you down on your hike. So on the way up here, I'm noticing a bunch of people carve their names in trees. This one's marked 59. So I think that means 1959 because a bunch of them have years in them. If so, that is an old carving. That would have been just after, let's see, I think the Korean War was in like 55 or around there. So that would have been 65 years ago, if my math is correct. I wonder what that person's doing now, if they're even still living. Who knows? I'm getting pretty close, but this last part is straight uphill. Have to take a lot of big steps. It's kicking my rear end. Oh, almost tripped. I gotta make sure to pick up my feet more. Thankfully, the snow that I do have to walk through is nice and packed down already, because I definitely don't have snowshoes. I'll have to get some of those at some point here. I just passed the first lake. It was very beautiful, but there was some people there and there wasn't a lot of exposed shoreline. So I'm gonna try to hike up to the second lake, which is just a little bit further, and hopefully we can find somewhere to cook our food there. There are those mountains that we've been seeing the whole time. Now we're really close to them. And right there is the second of the Thomas Lakes. Let's find a good spot to look at the lake and cook our food. Well, here is the second of the lakes. That water is crystal clear. I'm gonna be looking for fish. I didn't bring my fishing rod, but in case next time, I'll keep an eye out, see if we see any. I think this is about as good a spot as any to cook my tacos. Beautiful view, and I'm getting hungry. I've got my mini Jetboil pan and spatula to cook the venison on. I've also got my Jetboil pot. I brought some rice that I may or may not cook. And then I've got my Jetboil fuel and pocket stove here to do the actual cooking. My stove's all set and ready to go. Time to get the pan warmed up and get the meat on. So what I've got for today in here, I have, see if we can keep this from spilling. I've sliced up a deer tenderloin here, and then I've also got mushrooms and tomatoes and some butter in there, and then some rice in my bag. It's a good thing I brought 2 of these fuel canisters, because that other one only lasted like 15 seconds. Okay, the venison cooked insanely fast, and I don't want to overcook it, so I'm throwing the veggies on now. Okay, got the veggies on. This will be ready in just a minute. And I almost forgot here, I'm going to season this with some taco seasoning. That smells so good. The food's now ready to go. I'm going to throw on some of it onto my flour tortilla and eat it up. Right here I have a venison taco with grape tomatoes and mushrooms and a little bit of taco seasoning. Good eats. That is so delicious. I'm just realizing that I forgot to bring the cheese, but honestly I don't even need the cheese. I'm now on my second taco. I'm surprised how fast my Jetboil cooked that venison. And you don't want to overcook venison, so I didn't cook it too long. These tacos are amazing. I'm gonna skip the rice for now. I don't want too much scent around here because there are bears in this area. Probably being a little bit of a wuss, but I just don't want to, like, you know, I brought raw venison up here, so I'll just eat that, and then we still got a 4-mile hike back. Right here is the first lake, and this one is actually more beautiful. It's got this really cool blue color and then the mountains in the background, but there's not a ton of open shoreline. There's some over there, but it's really hard to get to. So I waited for some people to leave and came back just so I could take a minute and take this all in. So pretty. And I could hear as I was sitting here what sounded like some of the snow like breaking loose up on the mountain as it's melting. I am glad I came early this morning because I've been passing a lot more people on the way down. And I'll also tell you, I think 90% of people here own a dog. It seems like everyone I pass has at least one, sometimes two dogs. I'm making great time on the way down. It's a lot easier. But that right there looks like a road to nowhere. It just like drops off and you see the mountains in the distance. I think this spot right here would be like an incredible place to camp. You could see so many stars from up here, I bet. It kind of looks like two different worlds from when you look down this way and then you do an 180-degree turn and you look that way. You got all the snow-covered mountains, and then down this way you got like red rocks, and it looks beautiful and summery. I just passed a dude carrying like his 2-year-old daughter on his back, and then right after him was a dude riding a bike uphill, up this. This dude was riding a bike up this. Now I feel like a real wuss. So it looks like this trail was built by this organization, Volunteers for Outdoor Colorado, and they built it back in 91 and 92, so about 30 years ago. I made it all the way down to the bottom here. Got in, we'll have to see, check here how much we ended up hiking. Just grabbing a drink before we head out. These people over there brought some horses. They're doing it right. That would definitely be a sweet ride to do on a horse. One day I'll get horses and I'll take my kids up there on the horseback, baby. On the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends. I can't wait to get on the road again. Okay, I've made it back. That was a nice hike as my first one to do here in Colorado. I was gonna share my stats with you about like how much elevation gain I went and how many miles total, but I ended up leaving my all trails thing on while I drove home, so it said I went like 34 miles, which definitely didn't happen, but I think I went probably around like, let's see, 8, 9, probably like a little over 9 miles total, and I know I went over 1,000 feet of elevation gain on the way up, so then that much back down. Anyways, those tacos turned out really good. I hope you guys enjoyed this little episode. Make sure to get outdoors, guys. Go do something cool, and I'll see you right back here on another episode of E. Krieg's Outdoors. More adventures to come in Colorado. Peace out.